But if you want to build without a strategy, you'll be struggling. Again, I want to welcome everyone to this very, very unique night. It's a night that is loaded with a lot of content for you. Like we've been saying, that every Tuesday is a Tuesday that is open to all community members, because we want you to actually do the business differently, different from every other pattern or approach that you know. Adopting this professional approach will help you to also earn professionally. And that's the reason why we are coming up with different strategic topics for you to become an independent business owner in Ego Global. So tonight I have our speaker who is actually very much ready to take us through and show the power of duplication in what we do. But that is actually the simple step for you to grow. When you know something and you are able to duplicate that thing you know to all the community members, then achieving success will be simple. But if you can't duplicate a system, a method, a strategy, then it's not something you are going to want to drive with. So ladies and gentlemen, please warmly join me as I welcome our speaker for tonight, who's going to go down deep into taking us through this place. He's a man with excellent knowledge of what we do here in Ego Global and the industry in general, and is someone that you, of course, would like to listen to because he has many proof of excellence in what he does. He has many proof, evidence of returns from what he's doing. So he's not speaking from the place of a layman, he's speaking from the place of a professional with proofs of accomplishment in this industry. Join me. He's a man, a married man, a blessed man. So join me together as I welcome Mr. Ifeanyi Emmanuel to take the mic from me. I want to see some emoji. Please show some excitement. Be sure that it's warmly received. Yeah, he wants to be seeing all of that before we take the mic.
Yeah. Absolutely. I want to see all of them. That's the truth, yeah? I want to see them. Excellent morning. Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel, for that wonderful introduction. As usual, you are indeed an amazing personality. I hope you can hear me loud and clear. I need a confirmation. If you know you can hear me. Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much. So you are welcome to today's strategic meeting, like my brother, Mr. Emmanuel, already said. Tonight promises to be a great one by the special grace of God, and I intend to do my best to make sure I dish out knowledge to the best of my understanding. Now, if you permit me, I would like to quickly share my screen with you without wasting much of our time. We just go straight to business, right? So if you know you can see my screen, I need a confirmation. If you know you can actually see my screen, just a confirmation from someone. Kindly unmute yourself, just one person. All right.
Yeah, it's clear.
Can I get a confirmation? Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much. So you are officially welcome to today's presentation. And like Mr. Emmanuel already said, the secret of wealth creation when it comes to network marketing has to do with duplication. And right here in Ego Global International, I'd like to officially present to you this amazing presentation that is called the Power of Duplication. And what we're here to do tonight is mastering the 45 seconds formula for your business growth, your Ego Global business growth. That is to tell you that there's actually something, there is a system, an existing system that has been tested and trusted, that has made great leaders in this industry, that has made millionaires, billionaires, great achievers. And this system has been discovered, proven. And we'll be taking this presentation based from the book of the 45 seconds presentation by Don Faria and proudly presented by Ego Global International. All right. So I'd like to officially welcome you. Let's not waste much time. I welcome you to today's transformational training. Now, what we're about to do tonight is going to be totally different. What we're about to do is just to decode one very simple yet a very powerful system of building wealth in this industry called network marketing. Now, if we go deeper, trust me, you will be so amazed to see how simple the simplicity of, the strategies that are involved, involved to achieve success in this industry. But most people don't understand. They make it look so complicated, and that is why it's difficult for you to achieve those goals and the dreams that you've always wanted in your business, most especially in iGo Global International. Now let's start with this introduction. A quote from the man, the brain behind this particular book called the 45 Seconds Presentation. He said, if it can't be duplicated, it won't work. Guys, whatever that you're doing in your business, in your iGo Global business, the fact remains that if it cannot be duplicated by anyone else, be it your team members, your prospects, it can never work. It might look like, I am the alpha and omega, I can do it all by myself, but this business has nothing to do with myself. It has to do with a team effort. It has to do with duplication. Now you will learn the secret formula that top earners use, which is the 45 seconds presentation, and why it is not about selling, but duplicating. This is where most of us always get it wrong in this industry. Because we are into health and wellness and we have amazing product does not mean that we are salesmen. You have to understand the difference. And that is why people have actually changed the narrative of network marketing, a profession. They've turned it into a sales kind of a business where you must sell for you to enjoy wealth. The moment you have selling at the back of your mind, you have lost it from the beginning. So let's just go straight to business. During this training tonight, what we're going to be achieving by the end of this training, first of all, you'll be able to understand the 45 seconds concept. All right. And then also, I'm going to give you a gift. You'll be able to learn the key tools and duplication system. And you'll be able to present your business, your iGo Global business, in under a minute, 50 seconds, guys. And you're not just presenting it under a minute, you're actually going to get good results from doing that. Now, if I want to ask you a question, guys, I want this meeting to be quite interactive. Have you ever sealed a prospect in less than a minute? Have you ever tried that experiment before? Have you done that? Have you tried prospecting someone under a minute and it was successful? That's a question for you to ponder on. Now, in this training as well, you'll be able to create duplication instead of you burning out. First of all, we keep talking about duplication. Everywhere you go, too much English, duplication. Now, what does duplication actually mean? It is a system. Duplication means simple, repeatable steps that anyone can do. It doesn't matter your age, it doesn't matter your experience, it doesn't matter your exposure, it doesn't matter whatever. The point is, duplication must be simple and repeatable. Now, here's an example you can see from the screen. You have a 70-year-old woman, and also you have a 20-year-old youth, a young man. You can see both of them smiling, right? It simply means that they are both succeeding. It has nothing to do with her age. It has nothing to do with her experience. The point is, they are both using a simple tool. They are both using the same tool, and that is why both of them are succeeding. And that tool is what we're here to share tonight. And fast forward, we go to the 4 basics of duplication. Now we already understand what duplication simply means. Now we'll be talking about the 4 basics of duplication. Number 1, you must use a simple tool. Now, in iGo Global, I'll always make reference to our company, iGo Global, because that's exactly why we're here tonight. Now, in iGo Global, do we have tools? Do we have simple tools? That's the question I need to ask you. Yes, do we have simple tools? What kind of tools do we have in iGo Global? We have amazing tools, tools that people do not leverage on. You can see right here on the slide, it says booklets or videos. Now, tools can be more than booklets or videos. If you talk of booklets, we have amazing leaflets that simplifies, what our product does. Iroko, African root, and also a pure virgin. We also have amazing booklets, amazing flyers that simplifies our business opportunity. They are all available at a very, very affordable rate. Now, these are simple tools. We have videos, previous, meetings. We have amazing videos that actually talk about even our products in less than few minutes. These are tools that most of us do not leverage on. And it is one of the basics of duplication. Then, secondly, share it and don't sell it. Share it, don't sell it. Then, thirdly, follow up. And then, fourthly, plug people into the system. Now, we'll be hitting these one by one. But before we go further, the quote clearly says, don't be the message, be the messenger. It sounds so simple, but yet it is a very deep quote. As we proceed, you will understand why. You don't need to be the message, but you ought to be the messenger. Now, let me just quickly touch a few points about these four basics of duplication. Now, the first one, it says, like I said earlier, use simple tools. Now, to the best of my knowledge, I know we have a lot of amazing leaders, a whole lot of industry experts right here in IGO Global. We have a lot of, what do they call it, bulldozers in networking. But I can beat my chest to it that a whole lot of us are always getting it wrong. I have come to understand that, in this business, do not try to explain everything. Trust me. Do not try to explain everything yourself. Now, instead, you have to use that simple tools to do the heavy lifting. This could actually be, the short booklets, like I said, a 3 to 5 minute videos, or even a simple flip chart. Something that anyone can use, not just your team members, even someone that has not joined yet. You must use a simple tools that is accessible to everyone. Why? Because if you talk too much, the truth is people would, they would always say, wow, see, guy, they talk. Oh, this thing that you're saying is quite interesting. But to be honest with you, I cannot talk the way you talk. And the moment they reply these to you, it simply means that you have lost in the game. But what if you show them a tool and say, hey, you know what? Let me show you a video. I want to show you a video, and or let's watch it together, and then you tell me what you think. The moment both of you sit down and you watch that video, the video is self-explanatory. Now that video is simply the tool. You are not meant to talk. You are not meant to blab. You're not meant to show that you know how to do it. The moment you do that, you make that person feel inferior, like that person cannot actually do exactly what you're doing. But when you present a tool and that person goes through that tool with you, the first thing that will come into that person's mind, yes, the person will say, I am interested. And inside that person's subconsciousness, the person will say that, is that all? Like, it's quite easy. All I have to do is just share and let the tool do the talking. And that is where share it and don't sell it actually comes to play. Now I'm going to give you a story. Let me just give you something that would really, really make you understand exactly what the message I'm trying to pass. Now you joined IGO Global Business, Abi. You're pretty excited. A bulldozer introduced you into the system. You're very, very happy. You're excited. And then you met your friend Tunde, and then in 45 minutes, you took a whole 45 minutes to explain to Tunde passionately. You were speaking English like Mr. Africa. You explain the product, Iroko African root. You explain, the ingredients. You explain what each of the ingredients does. You explain the composition plan. You talked about the company's history, the vision, the mission, the core value, the cardinal points. You talked about the CEO. You even mentioned the CEO's dog. His dog's name, I mean. You keep on talking and talking and talking. It's quite interesting, right? But at the end of the day, do you know what your friend will say? Like I said earlier, he would look confused. He will tell you, bro, see, this thing that you just said, it actually sounds interesting. But to be honest with you, I am not a talker like you. This is a regular reply that we always get in this industry. The reason why we get it is because you talk too much when you're not supposed to do the talking. When you talk too much, these are the kind of response that you get. Guy, I think I like this business, but I am not a good talker like you. I can't talk. I can't talk. You only get such response when you present it wrongly. Now, in that same scenario, just pretend, and then this time you meet Tunde, your friend, you say, "Hey, man, I found something very cool. I just a short video. Let's watch it together," like I said earlier. Then, you tell him, after everything, you say, "What do you think?" You both watch the video for like maybe 5 minutes. Afterwards, Tunde says, "Hey, you know what? I think I like this. It's quite simple, and I think I can do exactly what you've just done." Now, that means that you have actually shared a simple tool. Now, the aspect of share it and don't sell it. See, people don't like to be sold. Have this at the back of your mind. People do not like to be sold. It makes them feel very uncomfortable. But they love hearing about something that has helped you, especially if it feels so genuine and not pushy. See, I have come across a whole lot of people when they talk about their products. From the way they even talk it, I don't feel that sincerity. I don't feel that genuineness. When I see something that works, from the way you present it, it is easy for me to know if you're just faking it, if you're just creating stories just because you want to sell. You need to be careful with the way you present what you do. There must be that genuineness, and you must not be pushy. It's not by force. You don't force people. Now, instead of trying to convince someone to join or to buy your products, maybe Iroko African Root or even privileging, why don't you just share your story or your experience? Imagine you telling a friend, let's say you meet a friend, you're telling him about a great movie that you watched or even a restaurant that you enjoyed. No pressure, just excitement. Guys, if you guys know that you're actually following me, I need you to put on the chat box, right? No pressure, just excitement. That's exactly how you share and don't sell. No pressure, just excitement. Now, when you share rather than you sell, people listen better and they feel free to decide for themselves. You are not forcing them. Don't be pushy. And most importantly, they think, I can actually share something like this too. Remember, they've not even tried your product yet. Neither have they even experienced the goodies behind our compensation plan. But they have already imagined themselves doing exactly what you've just done in their presence. That is exactly where duplication starts. That's to tell you that even while you're prospecting someone, the person is already thinking and imagining his or herself in your shoes doing the same thing to achieve the same goal. That is to say, even before the person says yes, duplication has already started because you presented it with a simple tool, you share it, and you did not sell it. Now, after you've done this, what comes next? I try to make the presentation a bit more interesting. Let's talk about a story. Yeah, Amaka. Let's say her name is Amaka. Amaka tried Pure Virgin. She loved it so much. She loved it because she was having this, discharge. And then most times, once the discharge comes out, it comes with this offensive odor. And then after Amaka tried it, Amaka now traveled. She traveled and then she met her friend Ada. She traveled and she met her friend Ada. And while they were talking, she just said to Ada, there's this particular vaginal wash that I tried. Now, what is she trying to do? She's already telling a story, her personal story. I tried this vaginal wash. It's so amazing. You know what? Let me just show you the video that I watched that actually made me try it. Now you see, she had to cut it immediately because she is not meant to talk too much, but to actually use the tool. Then she now presented an amazing video to her friend Ada. And you know what she said? Remember, she shared her story. After sharing her story, she shared the tools. I'm not sharing the tools. Guess what Ada, her friend, said? Ada just nodded her head and she said, see, I have been looking for something like this. I want to try it. There was no pressure attached to it. This is not salesmanship. This is duplication. There was no pressure attached to it. There was nothing. It was just smooth. No pressure, no convincing. Just share an experience and let the tools do the rest. That's just the truth. Now, by doing just this simple act, do you know that in Ada's mind, the next thing that comes to her mind is, if Amaka can actually do this, and truly, truly this product works, that means I can actually do it as well. Remember, I told you, even before your prospect says yes, the duplication process is already in progress as far as you get this 4 basics of duplication. Now, like I said earlier, use the simple tools, share it, don't sell it. And now, this is another big problem that we as industry, so-called industry experts, we face. Now, I like us, there's this, what we call power of imagination. It's one of the secrets of, success or wealth creation, power of imagination. Now, I want us to just close our eyes and just imagine, you planting a seed in a soil today. And then after you've planted it, you just water this seed once and then you walk away. What happens? I want to put it on the chat box. If you know you can hear me, there's no need to unmute yourself because I wouldn't want us to have issues hearing each other. Now imagine, close your eyes. Imagine that you planted a seed in a soil today and you did not water this, this seed even once, and then you walk away. What exactly happens? The answer is nothing. It will dry up. That's exactly what follow-up means. But if you water it every day, maybe with a little sunlight, patience, you take care of it, at the end of the day, what will happen to that seed? It turns out into a strong plant. Now, that's exactly how follow-up works in this business called network marketing. Once you share an opportunity, see, there was a time I met one of my classmates. His name is David. David, he was pretty excited after I shared the opportunity. But you know what David told me? Honestly speaking, see, we get rejections every day. It's part of the process. I must tell you the honest truth. If you think every time Mr. Afric prospects someone, he gets a yes, then I'm lying to you. Now, my friend told me he was excited after he listened to everything. I shared the tools and everything. David told me, this is exciting, but not now. Yes, David told me that. On the normal circumstances, if I was not experienced, I would have felt bad. I would have given up on David. Now, I didn't chase him at all. Now, instead, what I did was I just follow up with him kindly. That's exactly what I did. I sent him a short video after a week. That's after 1 week. I gave him 7 days. After 7 days, I sent him a short video. Please kindly mute yourself. Admin, please kindly assist because I'm sharing my screen. Now, after a week, I sent my friend that video. And then after 2 weeks, I called him. And when I called him, I didn't call him for a phone. I just called to check up on him. There was no pressure attached to the call. But guess what? After 3 months, 90 days, my friend called me and you know what he told me? He said, see, guy, I have been watching you. Now I am ready. Did you hear his statement? I have been watching you. That means there is something I keep doing consistently that my friend keeps watching and watching and watching. And the next thing that comes into his head, his mindset is, if this guy can be consistent with this thing, then that means this thing is actually true. So he saw that I was consistent. He said, I have been watching and I am ready now. Guys, if I tell you that my friend is one of my strongest partners in this business, you'll be so amazed. But it took me more than 90 days, 3 months to get him into the system. So guys, don't be in a haste. I'm telling you. And the reason is because I did not sell to him. I only presented to him and then I followed up. The truth is, if you want your team to grow, don't focus only on the people that says yes today. Listen very carefully. Instead, focus on who stayed connected to tomorrow. Do not focus on only those that says yes today, thinking that they are the people. Focus on who stay connected to tomorrow. My friend stayed connected. After 3 months, he said yes. And trust me, he is even pulling more magic than those that said yes instantly. And then lastly, plug people into the system, the power of duplication. See, you don't have to do everything yourself. I keep repeating it. You do not have to do everything yourself. You spend 40 minutes, 1 hour doing presentation. How now? Who are you presenting to? The person will feel exhausted. The first thing, like I said earlier on, he would say, I cannot do what you've done before. No be magic. Now, you do not have to do everything yourself. Instead, all you have to do is just, now, instead of you training each person one by one with your own words, that's if they use your English, like how Mr. Afric, they speak English anyhow. Instead of doing that, use the system that is already working. Plug people into the system that is already working. We have amazing videos, like I said earlier on. We have previously recorded Google Meet meetings. We have presentations. We have team chats. We have three-way calls. We have training materials. All these things are called system. They are already working. They are working. All you need to do is just plug people into the system. When people follow a system, everything becomes repeatable. When people follow a system, everything becomes predictable. When people follow a system, everything becomes simple to duplicate. I repeat, when people follow a system, everything becomes repeatable. When people follow a system, everything becomes predictable. And when people follow a system, everything becomes simple to duplicate. Now we quickly jump into the napkin presentation. See, this one we don't even need too much grammar. This simple drawing on the napkin helps to explain how money flows. You should know how money flows now. The power of tools, exponential growth. Now, let me quickly dive into the power of numbers. This is where most people get wrong. Here is a clear example of the power of how magical numbers can be when you apply duplication. Right here, it says, for example, you sponsor 2 persons, right? Now, each of them, they now decide to sponsor these 2 first people that you introduce using the simple steps of duplication. And remember, by using those simple steps of duplication, they will also use the same step because it's already an existing system and it makes it more easy for everyone. So you didn't just randomly prospect anyone. Remember, this illustration is based on you using those simple steps. You have introduced 2 people rightly into the system and they understand how the duplication system works. Now, these 2 persons also introduce these 2 people each. It becomes 4. Yeah? And then when these 4 get their own 2 each, it becomes 8, and then 16, then 32, then 64, then 128, and so on. That is exactly what we call the exponential growth. Guys, there is no magic to that. It is the reason why small effort consistently duplicated creates massive results over time. Small little efforts, those things that I just said earlier on, they are small little efforts. All you have to do is just play by the rules, play by the system. Small little efforts consistently duplicated. What happens when you do that? It creates massive results over time. It's like planting seed. When you plant seed, and then you keep, when you plant a seed, that seed plants another seed. You keep the seeds, keep planting. Now just look at it now. Look at it clearly here. It's just two people. You only got two people. And the little got their 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, and so on. Do you know that by the time you do this in the 10th step, by the time you do this system 10 times, you have grown over 1,000 people already. Just 10 times. So we are not saying 1,000 times. Most people might say, it be like say Mr. Africa does not understand the what do they call it, mathematics. The truth is, this is not about recruiting hundreds, okay? It's about helping a few people to do the few simple things consistently. When you understand exponential growth, you realize you don't actually need to do all by yourself. You just need to spark the chain, spark it up. Just spark the train, and that is all that is needed. Now, how can we make this happen? Before we even go to that part, there's one mathematics that I did. I know we have a lot of mathematicians in here. The real power isn't about adding; it is about multiplying. We don't add in IGO Global Business. What we do is we multiply ourselves. Okay, if you think you're adding up, you are adding the numbers of your downlines. You're getting it all wrong. If you're not multiplying yourselves in them, you're already getting it wrong. Sometimes I'm also guilty, you know. One thing that I love about IGO is we are all learning. There are things I never knew before. But because of this amazing company, I get to understand that, hey, guy, you need to do it right. Imagine, I'm going to give you a true life story at the end of the day. But because of time, I know I have a lot of things to say. Now, I was talking about the mathematics aspect. We are adding and we don't multiply. Because in IGO Global, see, normally 2 plus 2 is 4, and then 4 plus 2 is 6. But do you know that when you say 2 plus 2, 4, and then you have added the 2 people that you brought into the system. In IGO Global, what we say, we don't say 4 plus 2, we say 4 times 2. Remember, it's still the same number, but there was a difference somewhere. We did not add, we now multiplied. And when we multiplied, it becomes 8. But if we are kept on adding, it will remain 6. So guys, this is exactly what it is. You see the difference. The goal is not about being a super recruiter. It's not about being a super salesman. That is not the goal at all. Because if you do that, all you're doing is you're just adding. But the goal is to teach a simple system that even a shy person like me, a brand new person, can turn around and teach someone else at ease without stress. Remember, you are not the message. You just show the method. You are just the messenger. All right? So without wasting much of our time, let's talk about the tools that are in the system. Now we have the short booklets. We have company videos. Yes, these are tools. We have short booklets. Like I said earlier on, we have amazing company videos that explains our products, explains our services, that also explains, our compensation plan. You can use 3-way calls. Like we said earlier, you must not do the talking alone. 3-way calls. It works like magic. We have amazing tools like our WhatsApp. We have amazing WhatsApp groups where you can join. We have the company WhatsApp groups where you get updated, you get tips, you get materials. We have our Google Meet meetings. If you're here tonight and you're here alone, you have started on the wrong foot already, because you just wasted a tool already from the system. The reason why you're here is because, as a leader that you are, you're meant to actually make sure that when you have meetings like this, you do not know the kind of knowledge that you might be impacted with. It is your responsibility to take advantage of these tools that are already in the system. Now, these are things that you need to avoid, though. Long explanation. When you explain too much, like I said earlier, this is just a highlight of what we talked about. If you explain too much, it makes it so boring. Sometimes it makes it over-exciting. But the person you're actually passing the message to becomes confused, and the first thing that comes to his or her mind is, I cannot do exactly what you've just done now. And please try to avoid becoming an expert too. Everybody is very important. You must use the tools in the system. Now, how to give a 45 seconds presentation. Number one, you need to share your why. Very important. If you are presenting the 45 seconds, if you're using that strategy, you must share your why. It is one of the biggest selling points when presenting. And then not just sharing your why, you have to say what the system actually does. In 45 seconds, you share your why, you say exactly what the system does, and then what? You mention the available tools, the tools that you'll be giving to that person, and then invite them to review and follow up. Okay, let me just explain this in a layman's understanding. Now, you're not trying to give a full presentation, no. You're just giving a quick, powerful preview. Think of it like, giving someone a movie trailer. There's a reason why there are movies and there are trailers. When you go on Netflix, before you watch Netflix, maybe there's a new movie that comes on. There's always a trailer. The trailer is to is to create that excitement, like that. I want to watch this movie. I want to. It is very important. And the 45 seconds presentation is actually designed to spark interest and not to explain everything. When giving your 45 seconds presentation, you are not meant to explain everything. You are just there. It is a system that is just there to spark the interest. It's like a trailer in a movie. Now, let's give you some examples about using the structures that are listed here. Your why. Share your why. The why is like sharing the reason why you're doing this. Make it real. Make it real and personal. You're not faking it. It has to be real. What is your why? Why are you doing iGo Global Business? If you don't have a why, then you're already lost. You must have a why. The drive. The why is the drive. It's what drives your business. Now, what the system does. Say briefly what the system does, how the system helps, what it helps people to achieve. And also the tools. Mention the tools. The tools that we just talked about earlier, the videos, the booklets, and the whole lot. Then the invite. Ask them to check it out. That is what the invite is all about. Now follow up. Let them know that you call them. You call them back and get their own thoughts. Now I'll give you an instance. I like to give stories. Now remember, there was a time, I shared. I tried to share something with. There's this guy. What's his name again? Shay. I didn't explain everything about the whole business like I used to. I used the 45 seconds structure. What I said was, I said, hey Shay, I started something because I really wanted to stop, living paycheck to paycheck, because then I was working in the aviation sector, like most of you already know. I worked there for over 11 years in the aviation industry. I told him I started something because I really wanted to stop living, with this paycheck and paycheck thing, waiting till the end of the month because before I can be able to afford certain things, I want and then also I want more time for my families, that is my why. The first step, that is my why. I already shared my why with my friend Shay. Now I have a simple system that shows, everyday people like you and I how to build a second income from your home. Now you've already shared what the system does. And then you say, I have a short video that explains it. That there's a short video that explains it. You have already presented the tool. Can I send it to you so that you can be able to check it out? And I'll follow up with you later, maybe later today or tomorrow. Indirectly, you have invited him and you have also followed up. That is exactly how simple it is. There is no pressure to it, no over explaining. He just watched the video. Shay watched it, he got interested, and now he's he's doing well in the business. So the truth about the 45 seconds presentation is meant to be easy, like I said, duplicable and stress-free. You are not trying to convince anyone. You are simply sharing and guiding. All right. So we'll give a case. Okay, wait, before we get to the case study, duplication in action. All right. Uh, the beauty about the 45 seconds presentation isn't just about that it's actually short. The fact that everyone can do it is what is so amazing about it. It's not because it's short to 45 seconds. The fact that everyone, anyone, like I said from the beginning, irrespective of your status, your educational background, your age, anyone can apply the 45 seconds presentation. That is the fun of it. When everyone in your team uses the same simple approach, this is exactly what happens. Yes, when they use the same simple approach, it becomes so easy. There is no burnout. Retention must be improved and results multiply. So they must follow the system. And I quote, massive success lies in doing the basics consistently. I'll give you a case study of a woman called Fatima. Fatima, she's a teacher, and then she turned top earner. Now, the truth, like I said earlier, and I keep saying it again, you must not be a great talker like Mr. Africa. You must not speak all the whole English. You are not meant to be a sales expert in IGO Global for you to make it. It's about following a simple system that everyone can repeat. I keep saying it and letting the tools do the work. Now, Fatima is actually a real example of what I'm talking about when it comes to duplication. I introduced to you Fatima. She was a school teacher in Lagos. Now, she wasn't a business expert, no. She wasn't loud, she wasn't flashy. She just wanted extra income to support her kids. I'm giving you the breakdown of this story of Fatima. That's exactly what she wanted, just extra income to support her kids. Now, when she joined the business, the good thing about her is she didn't try to sell anything, though. She simply used the 45 seconds presentation. She shared her why. You already know the reason why. She told people what the system does. She pointed them a short video. She invited them to watch. Then she followed up. That's exactly what she did. There was no pressure, no long speech. She never became an expert. She was just an ordinary teacher. She let the tools do the talking. In 9 months, Fatima built a team of over 500 people. And guess what? Most of them are also using the same system, the 45 seconds approach. That's why it keeps growing and growing and growing without stress, and nobody's getting tired. Guys, the truth about this business is duplication. duplication, duplication. I go global plus duplication equals to wealth. Our business model thrives on duplication. There is no two ways about it. You don't need to reinvent the tools. You don't need to reinvent the wheels. You just need to roll with it. You don't need to recreate any. Yes, it's good to be creative, but there are tools that are existing already. All you need to do is just connect with our product testimonies. You have your members dashboard. Yes, dashboard is also one of our amazing tools. I have prospected somebody using my back office, so it's not because I earn higher than anything. That was not the point. The point is I just showed him that our system is user friendly because I know exactly where he's coming from. I showed him it is user friendly. Automated payment, you can pay, make your payment for your wallet yourself at your, even while we're here now, the account department, they've closed, but I can decide to just, get my wallet myself. By doing that alone, I got this man on board using my back office. I just simply shared the steps I took, and then I got credited with my wallet. And voila, the guy was interested. Referral links, your referral links. A lot of you are not using that. Just connect people with that. Common mistakes to avoid, like I said earlier, talking too much, using emotion instead of tools. You don't use emotional blackmail to get people into your system, because emotional blackmail is not a duplicating skills. If you do that to get them, they will do that to get others, and that means you're actually getting it wrong. Now, common mistakes: not following up. After you have done everything, you don't follow up. You let the people go. See, a lot of people have so many things on their head, they tend to forget. You need to keep them in check. Now, being inconsistent, that's another thing. Remember, I told you about my friend. The fact that he kept on seeing me being consistent about what I introduced him to, even when he said no to it at that instant. The fact that I was being consistent, he came back after 3 months, 90 days, and he said, yes, Mr. Emma, guy, I am ready for it. If you talk too much, you become the tool, and that means you have lost it. Now you need to have action plan weekly. This is very important. On Mondays to Thursdays, what you do is just share the tool to 2 people daily. On Monday, share the tool to 2 people. On Tuesday, share the tool to 2 people. Now on Friday, you are meant to follow up with all the 8 persons. And during the weekend, plug them into a group or events, or even your meetings, your Google meetings like this. Our weekends, we have prospect meetings. Plug them into it. The system is there to do the talking for you. Now, recap and takeaways. Duplication is actually greater than selling. Yes, when you sell, you have lost it. But when you duplicate, you have gotten it right. Use tools. Very important. Use tools. Do not be the message, be the messenger. Keep it simple. Anything that is simple can be repeatedly done by others. Follow up, very important. You don't plant and don't water or take care of those plants. They will die off. You need to follow up. Focus on teaching others to teach others. I too know. I want to know it all. Now they kill people for this industry. I want to be the person where sabi and where. If no be me, no go work. See, I want to challenge you tonight. If there is something that you know that you're lacking in this industry when it comes to skills, do everything within your power. If there is a break in that duplication system in your team, do everything. Don't leave your team. Do everything within your power to acquire that skill that is required. When you acquire that skill, now it is your turn to now pass the knowledge, teach others. And when you teach them, make it mandatory for them to teach others. Do not break the chain. Simple things done consistently create miracle. Call to action. Start today. You need to start today. Share your 45 seconds message with at least 2 persons. Let your system speak. And then you need to track your results. Your head is very occupied. You have a whole lot of things to do. Though we have 24 hours to achieve those things in a day. But you need to make sure you have a system to track your records, to track your results. It is very, very important. Then I'd like to share with you some bonus resource slides. You need to go check out GoPro. See, there's one thing I love about iGo Global. See, whether you like it or not, if you know one learn, as far as you do iGo Global, you go learn. Our great CEO, Regent, has been talking about amazing books. GoPro, 45 seconds, a presentation, a whole lot more. Most of us have been reluctant in checking out those books. Some will even buy it and dump it. But do you know that you're already reading it indirectly by attending these meetings? Yes, when they talk about GoPro, last week we had an amazing speaker, a great trainer. She talked about the GoPro. Today we're talking about a 45 seconds presentation. Guy, you need to also check out your first year in network marketing, the podcast. These are great resources that you need to check out. Now, see, after you have done this 45 seconds presentation and everything, you must have a success tracker template. It's very important. You need to use this template to track your weekly actions and duplication effort. It's very important. Like I said, we tend to forget. We have a whole lot of things, in our minds that take our time. You need to have numbers of presentation given in your track record, in your template. You need to write it. Let's say this week I have presented to 10 persons. You have to state it there. New prospect contacted. Now you must state there the new prospects that you have contacted. The follow-ups that you have completed, you tick it. See, what we're doing here is serious business. We're not here to joke. You also have to tick it, signed up that I have been able to achieve. The reason is because when you keep this track, it's easy for you to know who you need to revisit, who you need to go back and do some form of follow-ups. If there's a need for three-way calls, if there's a need for more invites, if there's a tool that that person requires that you've not been able to give that person, you go back there, check them through your track template, and then you must also have a follow-up script. It is simple. For instance, you have done everything, and then you want to follow up with a particular prospect. Hi James. I'm just checking to see what you thought about the information that I shared with you. What exactly do you like best? You are communicating with this person. Now, by asking that question, you have given that person that feel of belonging. Like what you say, what you say really matters. It goes a whole lot. Then you now say, would you like to get started now, or do you have a few questions, first? Yes. You are not forcing, no pressure at all. Now, this is just a simple template of a script to follow up. Referral board example, encourage every prospect to refer others. See, I have actually, let me tell you one truth. There's somebody that I prospected. He wasn't ready for the business, but you know what I told him? I told him, I said, see, if you know anybody, if you know anybody that you think might be interested in this business, I wouldn't mind you referring that person to me. And honestly speaking, this guy gave me 3 people though. He wasn't ready, but he knew 3 people that would love the business. Isn't that crazy? He gave me 3 people. These 3 people did not sign up. 2 out of the 3 signed up. Now, it is stupid of me not to appreciate the person that actually gave me those referrals, even though if he's not in the system. Yeah, I did. I gave him a gift because the package that those 2 people did not be small. And you know the gift that I gave him? I plugged him into the system. I plugged him into the system before I even plugged those 2 people into the system. And he directly sponsored those 2 people. That was the best gift I could ever give him. I plugged him into that system. Track referrals using, you can use your whiteboard or your spreadsheet. Reward referrals. You can give a shout out, small gifts. But me, I chose to do the ultimate sacrifice. That was how I gave my referral his own gift. And today, even without him being ready, not being ready, he is ready because he's already taking the business on his head. Now, weekly duplication worksheet, very simple. Every week, fill this out to monitor your duplication. Like I said earlier, did I invite 5+ people? Yes or no, you tick it. Did I follow up? Yes or no, you tick it. Did I help a team member present 3-way call? Did I do that? Yes, you tick it. Did I train someone on the 45 seconds presentation this week? Yes, you tick it. How many new enrollments or customers have I achieved this week? If you don't have a track record, you would not know where you are missing out. Very, very important. And also, you must have a vision board slide. See, I told you, imagination is everything. Vision, strategy, plan, action. You must create a visual dream board for your goals. What exactly do I want to achieve in the next 3 months, in the next 6 months, in the next 1 year, in the next 2 years, in the next 3 years, places I want to travel, the dream homes, my family lifestyle? Do I want to upgrade the school that my kids are attending to a much more better, tech inclined kind of school? Would I want my kids to go to Canada and study? Or, you need to have these dreams, financial goals. You need to look at it every day and stay motivated. It's very important. I have this crazy mentor. You know what he told me? He put his own visual board right when he wakes up from his bed. The first thing that he sees is that vision board. On the first thing that he sees once he stands up, like that's what he sees. And what he sees, that's a clear reminder that, hey, wake up. I need to achieve this. Now, here are some amazing testimonies. I do not want to read from this slide, but guys, we have too many testimonials of success stories in iGo Global International using the 45 seconds formula. It is amazing. I know that we have been doing it, but guys, you get exhausted when you don't do it rightly. You get exhausted. Only you they buy wallets for your team members of over 500 people. Now only you they do registration for all of them. You get exhausted. And you're not going anywhere. You might think that you are getting 100,000 weekly, 200,000, 300,000. That is not what the business is all about. You're still not getting it right. Someone that gets it right after 3 years that you join the business will succeed more than you. It's not about who joined first. It's about who is doing it right. Have that at the back of your mind. Thank you so much. I hope you got value from today's presentation. Thank you for investing your time in your growth. It is your growth. Stay consistent, duplicate greatness. It is very, very, very important. Thank you so much. So if you know you got value from this presentation, if you know you got value, I want you to quickly jump into the chat box. All you need to do is just write value. Write value. If you say value, I'll be happy and I'll sleep fine tonight. If I don't see value, that means I go to dream anyhow. Oh, Madam Yusuf, thank you. I'm happy that you got value. Very important too. That's the only thing I want. Okay. Thank you so much. I hope you got value. Mr. Emmanuel, I hope you're there with us. Over to you, sir. All right. Before I go, there's something that I missed. Okay, it's of very important. We've been talking about duplications and everything. For those that are not aware, our iGo Global IBS Batch 2 is coming up. It's coming up, and I can tell you have a whole lot of success stories. A whole lot of success stories from those who participate in the Batch 1. A whole lot. You can see leaders crushing ranks. You can see them, duplicating, learning new skills. They are topping up. That is what IBS is all about. It's all about changing your mindset. See, no matter the school that you've gone, when you are coming to IBS, let me tell you one secret. If you want to get it right, you need to drop exactly what you know. Be ready to relearn. Unlearn it, and be ready to relearn, because what we're going to give you is something that will wow you. A lot of, and this batch, trust me, is going to be crazy. There are skills, digital skills, a whole lot of skills that will be passed. See, if you miss it, you miss out. And the company is giving how many percentage discounts on on this, and I've never seen that before. So please, all you have to do is just rush. Make sure that you be part of the next batch of IBS school, and trust me, success is inevitable. Thank you so much for your time. Mr. Emmanuel, I hope you're there. I hope you're there. I hope you're there. All right, without wasting much of our time, I don't know if we have any questions. If there are no questions, then we do. Okay, Madam Yusuf, did you raise your hands up? Okay. Oluchi, you can unmute yourself if you have any question. All right. Okay, I guess there are no questions. If there are no questions, kindly unmute yourself. Okay, Madam Yusuf. Okay, I'm seeing thumbs up. You are confusing me tonight, too. I don't want to be confused. Kindly unmute yourself and say good night to someone close to you. An excellent morning. Kindly unmute yourself.
Good
Good
night and
night.
excellent morning.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
sir.
Good
Night.
afternoon. Good
Well,
night, everyone.
Got a lot of
Thank
well
you.
value.
Good night.
done.
Good night,
Happy.
everybody. Say good
God
night,
bless
Thank
you
you.
Emmanuel.
Good
all.
night, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Good night.
Carol, good night.